I, 26F, have just found out my boyfriend, 21M of 3 months, is actually 17. Okay, bear with me, I know this sounds really fucking bad. Honestly, I'm freaking the fuck out right now. Throwaway, obviously. So I met this guy at the cafe I waitress at, which is literally on the doorstep of my city's major university. He was a regular customer who always sat in my section with his laptop, studying. We got to chatting and always had a laugh, so when he said he was kind of in love with me, he asked me out and we got to dating. Dating him was going good. He was really sweet and loving. We were always talking or FaceTiming and doing fun stuff together, like the start of a good relationship. He used to joke around that he was my toy boy because of the 5-year age gap, which at first I was a bit weary about, but we had so much in common, and like I said, he was just so nice and loving. Anyway, his first match since COVID at the soccer league he plays at was this weekend, and I got it off work at the last minute and I thought I would surprise him. Anyway, I turn up and I can't find him. So eventually I ask someone and it turns out he's on the under 18 side. So I'm super confused, thinking maybe he coaches them, but he never mentioned any of it. Anyway, when he sees me we got to arguing a bit and I didn't want to cause a scene, so I waited until after the game. So he meets me after and we argue a bunch more in my car. And I find out he's actually 17. Eventually he shows me his ID. He was born in 2003. I feel gross and so fucking betrayed. He's saying he never straight up lied to me, he just said what I wanted to hear. Like for example, he said he was going into his final year of his studies, which is technically correct, just high school, not university. Obviously I can't date a high schooler. He said stuff like, if you knew my real age you wouldn't have given me a chance, and telling me that he loves me and he'd do anything for us to be together. Like he was weirdly threatening me. And then he was super upset, like crying and shouting at me like it's all my fault when he's the one who fucking lied. I have no idea what I can even do about this. I can't talk to anyone IRL about this because how the fuck do I explain this? And now I seem to be stuck to him because I am scared he's going to hold this over my head, and it's turning out to be the worst mistake of my life and I'm really freaking out. I feel sick and disgusted with myself and the whole situation. We've had sex, which is what I'm most worried about here because he's a minor. What can I do here? I obviously can't be with him after this. Am I totally screwed if we break up and he gets the law involved or something? You block him on everything and never talk to him again. Straight up ghost him. Break up with him and block him everywhere. In a lot of places he's over age of consent, so you're not likely in any legal trouble. Google what that is where you are to be sure. You need to break up with him. You should also seriously think about getting a lawyer to deal with the legal issues even if he doesn't decide to go to the police. This helps your case that you genuinely didn't know. I'd also find proof that he misled you. This is not okay. Believe me when I say that this is not going to go well if you don't act now. Straight up ghost him and block him everywhere. I saw in another comment that you really need your job. Maybe you can ask your manager to switch your shifts around and let them know that there's a guy you're worried will come and harass you. You're in the clear completely since the age of consent is 16 in your country. Block him on everything and never speak to him again. Monica Geller, is that you? He's lied to you by omission and manipulation. Not sure where you are, but generally the age of consent most places is 16. Check what your country is. So you should be fine in regards to the sex. Not that I'm saying what he's done is okay or anything. Just legally. I know you're probably feeling awful right now, but it truly wasn't your fault. I would say go no contact and ghost him immediately, but in this case I'd suggest messaging him, asking why he lied, etc. Get a bit of evidence of his duplicity on paper. Text messages. Just as a bit of protection for yourself in the event he decides to cause trouble when you go NC. Work-wise, if you don't want to mention anything to your boss and he turns up, maybe you can just ask any other wait staff to cover the table for you. Maybe try and get him to text or email you saying, "If you knew my real age you wouldn't have given me a chance." Quote. Him saying he was in love with you while barely knowing you should have been the first red flag. How long were you dating when you found this out? I'm pretty sure starting a relationship, receiving sex, not saying you guys had sex, under false pretenses is against the law. I would consult with a lawyer just to be proactive in case he goes scorched earth and takes this to the police as a form of revenge. This is a Friends episode. He's a 17-year-old boy. He ain't gonna get the authorities involved. Just break up and ask for ID next time. Lol. What the law in your country? Sorry, not sure what country you are in, but you need to walk away from this. Do you have any evidence that he lied? Like text messages where he mentioned his age? If so, definitely save them and back them up somewhere just in case. This sounds like an episode of Friends. Get evidence on text that he told you he was 21 so you can protect yourself from charges. Then block him on everything. Dunno where he gets off saying he didn't lie. He said he was 21, didn't he? Where are you? The age of consent is 17 in a lot places. That would at least get any legal complications out of your mind. File a restraining order, or just break up with him. He might hold the information over your head, but at least you have the ability to say you were clueless. Better to have the right of deniability than keeping on with him after knowing that he's underage. Because if you get caught doing that, you're screwed over for real.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.